Masechta Chullin, Daf, Samach Dalar Amid Aleph, we're starting from Samach Gimel Amid Beis, 5 lines on the bottom. You could buy eggs from a guy in any place. We're not afraid that these eggs came from a dead chicken, and in the dead chicken was a live, that had a full egg, because egg from a dead chicken is considered as a nevela, and you don't have to worry that you bought the egg, when you bought the egg from the guy, he sold you from a chicken that was going to die within 12 months. Because it has a din as teifus. Why? Because most eggs are not from an avela or a teifer. So perhaps this bird is a tamid dikaif, and the egg came from a tamid dikaif. So the father of Shmuel said, but even when the guy says to the seller of the beitzim, meaning the guy who's selling the eggs, says to the yid, shalai plenty, it's from that specific bird that's Torah. He gives the name of the bird. Then it's Torah. That's providing he has to say the name of the bird. So you wonder, why does he have to specify the name of the bird? Let him say it's from let the guy say, I'm selling you an egg from a Torah bird. Says, if so, the guy, if he only says it is from a Torah bird, and if you're going to find that these bayim are not from the oifers that are known to be Tainim, right? So the guy could say, oh, it's from a different Torah bird. He can always get out of it. So that's why it's a problem. The guy doesn't feel such a responsibility because he feels he can always dray out of it. But if he says a specific bird, then he cannot dray out of it. He can check if it's that bird or not. Okay, so he won't lie in that way. In fact, let us check the eggs itself and see if it's a tamei or toidik bird. The Tanya that we learned in the Braisa, b'simanu beim, kisimani beim, kachsimani dogim. The same simanum of an egg is like the simanum of a fish. What are you talking about? Simani dogim? You're talking about simanum of a fish? It has no kesher, no connection to an egg. By a fish, it says snapper v'kaskes zamarach. For a fish to be Torah, it says it has to have fins and scales. That's what the Torah says. What does it have to do with an egg? It doesn't need any other simanim. Ella only explained kach simane. He says by the simanim abayim of Torah birds are the same simanim of a pregnant ubrei dogim, a pregnant fish which has bayim. The way it's shaped in the stomach, it's shaped like a Torah egg, meaning if it's a Torah fish, that it's lying there with the egg is wide on one side and sharp and pointy on the other side. The Tanya, we learned in the Braisa, Gabi Beim, by eggs. Elahin Simani Beim. These are the Simanim of Beim. Kol Shekaideres, Agul Gailes, anything that's round, like a ball, not fully round, but one side is pointy. Reish Echad Kad, Reish Echad Chad. One side is wide, one side is pointy. Then it's Torah. Shnei Rashem Kadin. But if both sides are wide, or Shnei Rashem Chadin, or both sides are pointy, then Tmei it's Tamei. Chelbein. If the Chelbein, I told you, is Melashon Chalav, or take away the Ches and you have Lavan, which is wide, Chelbein, that will be a simon that we're talking about the white of the egg. The part of the egg that's wide, with in Bebachutz, if it's on the outside, the Chelbein. Take away the Ches, you have Lamed Mem, lemon. Lemon is yellow. And the yellow is mibefniim, then Torah. If you have the white on the outside and the yellow on the inside, then it's Torah. But if the yolk is on the outside and the white is on the inside, then Tmei, it's Tamei. But if you have the white and the yellow mixed in it, then it's for sure an egg of a sheretz. Right? So now we're back to the kasha. Why do we have to ask the guy? We could check ourselves. Why do we need a testimony of the guy? We check ourselves from the egg itself, if it came from a Torah bird or not. It's talking about that the eggs were cracked open. In fact, so what? Check out what's on the outside. If the white is on the outside and the yolk is on the inside, then it's tar. If it's the reverse, it's tummy. If it's mixed, it's tummy. So just check, even if the egg is cracked open. And you want to truf is bekaira, that it was mixed before making like fried eggs. He mixed the white and the yellow, and therefore you're unable to tell from the egg. If it's mixed, are you able to buy it from a guy? It says you're not allowed to sell a tray from the egg to a guy because he might go back and sell it to a yid, and a yid will eat the tray from the gabeya. Elim came true from Bekaira. Only if he sells it to a guy with that it was mixed, the yellow and the white was mixed. Says the Gemara, why? Because he'll never be able to sell it to a yid, because a yid will never buy it. Because we're afraid the beya treifa that he bought from the yid. Okay, so there we don't have a chash. When it's mixed, we don't have a chash. Beya treifa, you have to worry that he might sell it to a yid. But if it was trufa bekaira, mixed in the kaira, you don't have to worry that the guy will sell it to a yid, because a yid will never buy it. Okay? So you see, how was the yid allowed to buy trufa? You're saying the way he bought the egg was mixed, and that's why he was unable to tell from this siman of the egg. So siman alav Avzeda says simanim is not minat Torah. It's not Allah Sinai, and you don't rely on simanim to tell you if it's a Torah or a Talmudic bird that it came from. Because if you're not going to say so, he says the 8 types of birds that's a suffix if they're Torah or not. In fact, if you could check from the eggs, they do. Why were they misupik? Why is it a suffix? Check the eggs itself, and you'll be able to tell right away if it's Torah or Tamei. I said the only zaraya from this that we said it's still a suffix because you can't use the simanim of the eggs, because those simanim is not a siman that the Torah substantiates to say that it came from a Torah bird or a Talmudic bird. So why do we have to learn these simanim that if it's on the outside, the white is on the outside and the yolk is on the inside, it's Torah, the reverse? Tell me why. If you want to hakikama, this was the kavanah of what I say. If both sides are wide, or both sides of the egg are wide, or both sides of the egg is pointy, or the yolk is on the outside and the white is on the inside, vadei tmeya is for sure going to be tummy. Even if the guy will testify that it came from this specific bird that's tired, if we find that the egg to be that the yolk is on the outside and the white is on the inside, it's going to be tummy. Reishei chad chad. If one side was pointy and the other side was pointy, or one side, or the white was on the outside and the yolk was on the inside, which is simanei tara. I'm sorry, reish chad chad. One side was pointy, reish chad chad, and one side was white, and the white was on the outside and the yolk on the inside. So, and the guy will say that this beya is from Shalai Pliny, from that specific oif that's v'tarud, and it's a Talmudic bird. Then you can rely on the guy because the simanim match up to what the guy is saying. But b'stama, meaning if the guy didn't say that it comes from a specific bird, but only he said it's oif tahir, loitis malay, you cannot be seimich on him. Even though the Bayim have simanei tara, because the Ika, the Urva, the Tamid Lidiyuna, because there are such eggs of ravens, which is a Talmudic bird, a raven, which have similar look exactly like the eggs of a pigeon, which is tahir. And therefore you cannot rely on the simanim tara of the egg. You need the testimony of the guy. The Tana said, if the white and the yolk are mixed, Mamish mixed, Yadushi Beis Hasheretz. Then you know for sure it's the Bay of Hasheretz. For what purpose do we have to know that? What Lagabi Isa Chila doesn't make a difference if it's a Beya from a Tamidika bird or a Beya from a Sheretz. The Tana should have said, Stam, that it's Tameh. Why does he have to tell us it's the Bay of a Sheretz? He should have said it's Tameh if it's mixed. The Braisa wants to tell you, if it started to develop, meaning the Sheretz started to be formed, the Nikva, and he made a hole in the shell of the egg that the person could touch now, the area where it's punctured, where there's a crack in the egg, Metamek Hadosha, he becomes Tameh, even if it's only the size of a lentil that he touched, if it's in the process of developing. And that's what the Braisa is teaching us, that if the Chalbim and the Chalmaim were mixed one another, if you know it's a Beya Sheretz, that he becomes Tameh B'Maga just by touching it, but not Beya Seif Tameh. By Beya Seif Tameh, he doesn't become Tameh by touching the crack. You understand? By Eif Tameh, if he touches the crack, he doesn't become Tameh. Only if it's a Sheretz. That's going to be the difference. If he touched the crack egg of a bird, not a sheretz, if the egg you know is from a bird and he touched the crack, he's not going to become tummy. But if the egg has a crack and he touches the crack and it's from a sheretz, then he becomes tummy. You got it? Mascular Avina. Avina asked the kasha, how does the Braisa say, B'yodua, that it's for sure from the Shmeina Shotzim? V'dilma de Nachashim, maybe it's a snake, and a snake is not metama, and the snake, the egg of a snake has, the white and the yolk mixed in, they're mixed in each other, and even though he touched it, maybe it's from a snake. Why do you say he's automatically tameh if he touched the crack of an egg of a sheretz? If this beya of the white and the yolk are mixed, and it's starting to form, and started to develop, he's going to be over about a sheretz that's crawling on the ground, and he's over on, if he ate it, he's going to be over for eating it. And that's what the Tana's come to tell us, that this beya is a sheretz, and he doesn't get malchus only, of course, if he was warned, it's a sheretz that crawls on the ground. But he's not going to be, of course, over mishum another lav. Okay? There are 3 lavim that it says in Chumash Vayikra by a regular sheretz. You're over for eating, and if he eats the 3 lavim, sheretz haaretz, and also when it's starting to form in the egg, it's like a sheretz mamish, and you get malchus for them. Of course, only if he was warned, and that's why this Braisa had to explain which Isa exactly is he over, and we're telling you that he's going to be over only for eating it, not for being tummy. Okay? Only because of sheretz haaretz. Okay, so if that's what the Kabbalah of the Braisa is, to tell you that a developing egg, he's over for eating it because of the love of sheretz haaretz. My area the tmeya, afilu the Torah nami. Why did Tana have to say dafka a beya a sheretz which is tamei, even if it's a beya eif which is tar, a beya of a bird that's tar is also, if it's developing, he's over for the sheretz haaretz. The Tanya that we learned in the Braisa, l'chol sheretz haaretz, and we dash him from l'chol rabbis efreichem shlo lift koreineim, that if even the chicks that didn't open up the eyes, right? Meaning the klipa, the egg broke open, you see the chick, but the eyes are closed, that they too are forbidden to eat, and they're considered as a sheretz. So for sure, if it's not broken, the shell is not broken of the egg, but we know it's developing, for sure it's included in sheretz haaretz. The isa of eating these chicks that didn't open its eyes, that's only a isa le'abana. and we learn it out from L'chol HaSheretz, but that's only an asmachta. It's a pasuk that we rely on, but it's not a pasuk of a limud that teaches us min HaTorah. Min HaTorah, there's no isa. And so too, there's no isa min HaTorah of Sheretz Haaretz eating it while it's developing in the egg of a iftar. That's why the Bryce had to tell you only by tell you that the developing of an egg of a sheretz is considered as a sheretz gamor, which is asim in HaTorah, and he's going to get malchus because of sheretz halaretz. Tanu Rabbanim Hangelem Yeulei Beim, the Beim tmeyas that were cooked together with the Beim that were tahir. You got it, mutaris. It's mutar and it doesn't become asur because of cooking it, because the Beim that are tmeyas are not considered as giving off taste, nice and tam, as if it's giving taste of the tamidik egg into the taridik egg. Only it's considered as regular water, and therefore, he says it's mutaris. Beim muzares, beim that was not, it was not produced through a zacha. It's the nekeva itself. So then it says nefesh yafa toichlin, meaning somebody who's not istanis, because it's disgusting a little bit, because the mother has to sit on the egg more than the normal time. It sits on it for many, many days, so it's disgusting. If the guy is not such a craziness, he doesn't have a craziness of being only eating clean food and nothing disgusting, so then he can eat it. Nimtza Allah koyadam, if he found in the egg a drop of blood, he could just take the piece of blood, throw it out, and eat the regular egg. We can't do it, you're right. And it's for different reasons, of course. We're not going to go into that now, but here it comes out, you just have to take the dam and you throw it out. Rabbi Yirmiyah said, this that we said you throw the blood away and you can eat the rest, that's only if the dam is found on the outside string, like that's connecting to the fertilizer, which is the fertilizer of the man. So that's on the side where it's round, on the side where it's wide. There's the strings of the zera on both sides, but we're talking about only if he found the blood on the string on the wider side of the egg, then he can remove the blood and throw away the blood and eat the rest. It means the zera, the sperm. That's the string. That's if it's found on the sperm that's connected to the wider side of the egg, then you can remove the blood and eat it. Tani, the story the Rabbi Avtairiki, we did not learn that he could eat the rest of the egg. Only if he found the blood al chol ben shalah, meaning on the string of the sperm. Meaning on the white part of only on the white part of the egg. Al chamal shalah. But if the dam was found on the yolk, the whole egg becomes asr. My time, what's the reason? Because the shadam tichla b'chula. We say that this kilkul, this blood probably it shows that it was spread out throughout the whole egg, and therefore the whole egg is going to be asr. So what does it mean outside? It means on the if it was on the yolk, then we say that the developing of the bird already started in the whole egg, and therefore it's all asr. There was one Tana that learned this Baraisa before Abaya with the opposite Girsa, from the above mentioned Girsa, that we said that the Isa on the whole egg is when the dam was found on the string of the egg, but meaning on the wider side of the string. But if it was found on the and if it was found on the yolk, then you throw away the dam and the bay is mutares. Abaya corrected that baraisa, and he says the isa is on the whole bayah if the blood was found on the yolk. And if it's found on the kesha of the beya, it's mutares. But if it's found on the white sperm of the beya, then it's going to be muter. So Rav Geviyim Veikosa learned the opposite, that if the stain of the blood was on the yolk, then it is tar, the opposite from what we said before, that it's tamei, and the corruption went throughout the whole egg. Now we're going to say no. If it's on the yolk, it's tar. If it's on the white, then we say the corruption went through the whole egg and it's tamei. Amar Chizkiya said, "V'nayin lebeyas tmeya." How do we know a tamidika egg, a beya of a tamidika bird, shehi asur b'natayda, that it's asur b'natayda? Never like it says in the pasuk, ve'ez basayana, and the daughter of the ostrich. Is the liana? Is there a daughter for the ostrich? Only what does it mean? The daughter means beya tmeya. What's the bas referring to? That the Torah said it's asur. It's going on the beya that comes from an ostrich. So from here we learn out for other tamidika birds that the beyim are asur. How do you know that bas means the daughter and you say it's egg? Maybe that's the name of the bird. The ostrich is called bas yana. Says the Leis Haggadah, you shouldn't think that that's the name. See, bas ami la'arza kayein b'midbar. It says bas ami, the daughter of my nation la'arza, for arza, a sadist, and then it says kayein, like ostrich b'midbar. That's in the midbar, and it doesn't say bas yana. It says kayanim without the word bas. The name is not bas hayana. It says esa misbeh katanim. I will make a hesped like the screams of a jackal, and there'll be avelas like the daughters of Yana. So you see, it's called B'nais Yana, and you have to say that's the name of the bird, because if it's going on the egg, how could the egg say hespedim? How could it speak? It's an egg. It says Gemara, Kayana zu shemishabelas albana. No, the pshat is like this. This ostrich that is mourning over its children, meaning over the eggs, that it got ruined. Which is, it says they will dwell over there. The B'nai Yana is the ostriches, and there it's called B'nai Yana. It says, it means like this ostrich that lives with her children. But it says in the pasuk, that the beasts of the field will honor me. Tanim u'b'nais yana, the jackals and the b'nais yana and the ostriches. If you're going to think that it's going on the beya bas meima shirahi. Could a beya say shira? Could it say praise for Hashem? Alexiv hayana. Only it's written hayana uksiv bas hayana. Sometimes, again, Alexiv Hayana, Uksiv Bas Hayana. At times it's written Hayana, and at times it's written Bas Hayana. The Shani Hacha, but over here it's different. The Pasuk Safalish Teitevis. Here, when it says B'nais Hayana, it's said in a separate two words. When the Pasuk was Safa, from this that the Sefer separated B'nais Yana into two words, Kit Betar Teitevis into two words, Shma Milano Terei Shemis Dino, is a raya that the two separate names. And one is going on the ostrich, one is going on the eggs. If so, if you're saying it's based on, because it's broken up into two separate words, it means two different things. We know as Kidlaima, who was a king, and it's one word. The Pasuk Usafa B'tei, where the Sefer breaks up Kidar and Lo'ima into two. So you don't say over there, it's two different names, and we know it's not so. It's a name of one person. So say Bas Yana, even when it's separated into two words, say it's really one name. Amri Hasam, say over there by the Kidla Ima, Mishnei Tevis Pasluhu, Mishnei Shint Loi Pasluhu. He says, yeah, maybe the word is broken up into two words, but you cannot put it on two separate lines. So therefore it's considered as one name. Avalacha, Afilu Mishnei Shint Namli Pasluhu. But here by B'nais Yana, you can put it on two separate lines. So therefore it's Mistaba, it's not one name, rather Bas is B'nais is going on, Bas is going on the egg, and Yana is going on the ostrich itself.